I'm a first generation Asian female, and I grew up in the Midlands, although I was born in the Punjab in India. And so I was exposed to both the British culture and also at home. It was, I spoke Punjabi, I ate different food, we had different religion, we had different expectations, cultural expectations and traditions. And so it kind of felt like I was living in two separate worlds, to give you the backdrop. And then it kind of came to a head for me when I was doing my A levels, and I felt very conflict ridden and needed to settle that for myself, my own identity and who I was within that. And I felt like many teenagers, I don't think it's just the cultural aspect. I think, we need to find ourselves when we break away from our family of origin and our birth family. We kind of, a bit like driving, you kind of start driving properly when you're in the car on your own. So I came to Devon and it felt very green, the landscape, but there were not hardly any visible minority people here. In fact, I was a bit of a novelty. And that felt very nice in some regards because I thought I felt safe. I felt that I wasn't being judged by members of my community back home in the Midlands, that I could be who I wanted to be, and there weren't any restrictions there for me. So that it was a double-edged sword again, so but I could choose which world I inhabited in a way. But the only frame of reference that I had culturally from my background was my food. So that's the thread that kind of travelled with me. But I couldn't express any other aspects of my cultural traditions because there was no one here to do that with. And so to begin with, I think I was just kind of finding my way in the world and had a succession of different jobs, from petrol pump attendant to a waitress at the Elliot hotel, the Astor Hotel at Elliot Terrace on the Hoe, and didn't really settle into anything. I tried nursing as well, did that for a while, didn't settle. And I think looking back now, it's because I didn't know who I was. My sense of belonging and identity were missing. And partly I've realised it was because my parents they'd been displaced. What I've come to realise is that my professional background that I chose, in some ways, mirrored my internal state of fear, of not being enough, of never being able to do enough. And I wanted to move out of that scarcity mindset to a more expansive life, to one of abundance. And I knew that that would come to me in many ways, but the finances would be a byproduct. To have a richer living experience was my main goal, to be healthy, to be part of the community, to have connections, to feel validated in a way that honoured me, not for what I could give unrelentlessly until I don't know, collapsed, but to have that energetic exchange through what I'm doing. So sharing joyfulness, co-creation, collaboration, community, all these adjectives kind of came to my mind. And as I started sharing on social media, my wider family in India connected with me, and I had an opportunity to go to India.
Well, that's amazing, and it sounds to me
Yeah.
like what you have grown, in terms of a community, people kind of instead of being at the other end of receiving Indian food, being is very participant. Oh, I can't say it. Participatory.
Yes. Yeah.
So people can participate
Yes.
in in your supper clubs. If I came to one of your supper clubs or these events, what would I expect to cook? Would I be expecting to cook a sabji, chawal, dal?
Yeah.
Tell me, give
Yeah,
me color and vibrancy about Purdy's Punjabi cuisine. What would that
okay.
look like?
So if you were to come to me for a workshop, normally there's a group of up to 6 people, but it can be couples or just one person on their own. You have a little talk about my journey and my story with a map of India, and I share about going back to the Punjab, to the home that I first, spent the first 2 years of my life in, and how I've wanted to integrate that into my cooking. So that's the first thing. You'll also be greeted warmly with, I usually have incense burning, tea lights, and what I share with people is that my own journey, cooking mindfully and not as an add-on, for me as a single parent and, a professional woman, I did everything at 100 miles an hour, but now as I started to slow down and really enjoy that sense of embodiment and play and curiosity, I started to see and to feel grounded, to walk to places, to sea swim. I share all of that, so we have conversations as we're cooking. You choose your menu and the recipes which we cook together. Everyone's chopping, everyone's chatting, everyone's connecting with each other. There's no hierarchy in my kitchen. And I say to people, so there's a place there for MasterChef, there's a place there for Bake Off. Great, for me, that encourages competition, perfectionism, and all the kind of fear-driven ego responses that were present for me in the corporate world. What I want to create is a space where I can hold a group of people, where we come together and look for commonality, where we co-create something together, where we engage our senses. So it's what you see, it's what you smell, it's what you taste, it's what you feel, and all the textures, just because children learn through play. We as adults, why can't we do that? We can, but we're so conditioned to live this corporate life, to have this particular trajectory where we study, and we're always doing, but not being. So I want to encourage that we're being, that we're all helping each other, we're supporting each other, and everyone that's contributing to the dish is adding. And it's that energetic exchange. If you cook something with love and care and attention, and you're layering flavours, then people are going to taste that. It's something very tangible. So that's what you'll experience, and we'll share a meal at the end when we've cooked it. Everyone makes chapatis as well. People get terrified. That's not perfect. That's really, I'm going to do that again. But no, we'll just put it on the eye, it'll be fine. So, and it's just about starting where we're at, acceptance, for unlearning, being kind to ourselves, and then sitting down, sharing a meal is just a wonderful gift. And I play music in the background as well, so it might be something very relaxing whilst we're cooking. And then as we make chapatis, I might up the tempo with some background music and have a bit of fun, because anything that bypasses the intellect is a great gift. Anything creativity sits at the seat of our soul. So yeah, and that's the message I want to share through my food. So the food isn't incidental. It's actually, what I say is that the food of my homeland has brought me home to myself, and the community around me, and it's a gift that I have to keep on sharing, because the more I share, the more comes back to me, and yeah, so we keep re-energizing. What I wanted to do was hold space so that people could come and eat at my table. And that's been so successful that I'm kind of outgrowing that here now. I can't fit everybody in physically. So I'm looking to take Supper Club out to the community and maybe do some pop-ups. And that's aligned with my vision to connect with people and for them to share Punjabi food, because I think the Western world, have a takeaway, Indian takeaway offering. 87% of Indian food originates from the Bangladesh region of India, which is 1,400 miles away from the Punjab and where I come from. And, so what I offer is more of a home cooked experience, home cooked food. So I just want to carry on smashing stereotypes around curry has to be hot. No, it doesn't. I also want to challenge the dominant narrative out there that the health industry is kind of jumping on the back of, and that is, get some turmeric in you, turmeric capsules, turmeric tea bags, And I say to people, go and get some raw turmeric, grate it into your hot water, put it into your food, go back to source and keep it very simple. It doesn't have to be ultra processed and packaged. Health giving foods are natural, so keep it simple. So I want to challenge that as well and educate people and bring them back to sharing food, cooking together, sitting down for a meal, because that's where life happens, around food. So who knows?
That is so amazing. It's been such an honor to hear, the courage, the visionary thinking that you have, the resilience. And, it's really a great honor to sit here and hear the wealth of wisdom that you have. And wish you so much luck in the future.
Thank you.
With Purdy's Punjabi Cuisine. And we want to follow your journey. And we want you to be part of our journey as the Hidden Figures of Plymouth. We wish you so much success.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.